The second film here in the Vestron Collector series is called Blood Diner. Originally released in 1987, directed by Jackie Kong, and this was the third of 4 films she's ever directed. Originally supposed to be the sequel to Blood Feast from 1963, but ultimately became its own thing. Blood Diner is about this serial killer, cult leader type guy that's on the loose. He ends up breaking into his nephews George and Michael's house where he gives them a little gift and then goes outside and just gets riddled with bullets by the cops. We then fast forward 20 years later. George and Michael are now in a cemetery digging up their uncle's body just to take his brain out. But before they do that, they read a spell from this book that's supposed to bring their uncle back to life. Not his whole body though, just his brain. In doing so, they get stopped by a security guard. One of the nephews grabs a shovel, hits the security guard across the head so hard his eyes end up popping out. So they decide to take those with them as well. George and Michael then take the brain and the eyeballs, put them into this glass jar, and now they're able to communicate with their uncle. The nephews own this diner where they sell vegan products. But now their uncle wants them to resurrect this Egyptian goddess named Sheetar. And to do that, they have to kill virgins, sew specific body parts from those victims, and create Sheetar's body. Now with the remaining body parts, they just grind them up and put them in the food that they sell in this diner. When they finish making the body of Sheetar, they take their uncle's brain and put it in her head. Now to wake her up, they have to do this ritual at some strange concert. Now this movie is a very campy, comedy, gore type film that does not take itself seriously at all. And it's filled with all kinds of random scenes like a nude aerobics class. And there's even a scene where the bouncer of this club gets his head smashed in by a car with hydraulics and everyone just laughs. Some of the scenes in this film also last a little bit too long. Like for instance, there's a scene where George is driving his van, he runs over this guy, sees that he didn't die, so then he backs up, drives over him again, still didn't die, and it's just nonstop for about, 15, 20 seconds of going forwards and backwards running over this guy. Then there's this other scene where it's like a Nazi boxing fight that pretty much just could have been cut from the film. Fun fact, this diner still exists today, but it is not the Gorefest that is in this film. It is currently a pizzeria at the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Cahuenga Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. Now when it comes down to it, Blood Diner is probably the most cheesiest and completely off-the-wall film that's a part of this Vestron Collector series, but it should definitely not be skipped over. It's filled with gore, comedy, nudity, and is an all-around fun film. I would rate Blood Diner at a 3.5 out of 5 gems. Have you seen Blood Diner? If so, what did you like or not like about it? And if you haven't seen it, are you willing to give it a watch? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next